Guys, what is going on? My name is Gordon Maston. Welcome to the DIY Wrestling Podcast, and we're going to be reviewing TLC tonight. All right, so as we break into this, I have a couple of announcements I would like to make first. I didn't decide to make this announcement on the Lucha Underground DIY because obviously was not the place to do it, and I already had another distraction that eventually came in, i.e. the phone call I got. Alongside that, this is the announcement. So, as dumb as this may sound, and as crazy as I may be for saying and doing this, SmackDown, because you guys didn't get to see it last week because Google Hangout was acting stupid, SmackDown will not be the only thing I review from here on out on Tuesday nights. I would do a review that is two shows in one review, and it is going to be SmackDown Live alongside 205 Live. I know I'm nuts, I'm insane, I'm crazy, I'm out of it, but here's the thing. 205 Live is literally something like last week they made the premiere episode something that was worth watching. This week, I'm expecting something. So from here on out, I'm going to do SmackDown alongside 205. And I know people are going to say, well, you're a hypocrite. Why don't you just do Raw? That basically makes SmackDown like 3 hours. Well, I'm aware of that, stereotypical wrestling fan. Stereotypical, hypocritical internet wrestling fan. I'm aware of that. And here's my thing. Consistent cruiserweight action like that, 205 Live has proven that it'll be good. SmackDown Live, I mean, at worst, you'll get an average episode from what we've seen, and what's going to happen Tuesday from what happens on this pay-per-view, which is honestly, excuse me, which is actually a pretty good pay-per-view, to be completely honest with you. Like, it wasn't perfect at all, but it was still pretty good. It's probably one of my favorites of the year. There isn't really much I hated to this show. I mean, my heart sank. I was heartbroken. I was crushed a little bit. But hey, things like that are gonna happen, right? Like it's just gonna, yeah, whatever. So, 10-man tag pre-show. It's the same 10-man tag it's been. Babyface of the SmackDown versus Babyface of the SmackDown versus the heels of SmackDown. Babyface of the SmackDown, as per usual, get the win. It was a finisher fest at the end. Alpha won with grand amplitude. Only team that was not in this was the Usos, I think. I didn't really pay attention. I don't really care. Let's get into the main show. I'm just covering it because I just don't want people. When you didn't cover the pre-show, well, I did in a very short summary. So let's move on. So up next, to start off TLC, tables, ladders, and chairs, we get what was the first match here? Oh, we get Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt, the Wyatt family, versus Heath Slater and Rhino for the tag team championships. And it was starting to become a thing with Slater and Rhino because they weren't getting showcased enough on SmackDown, maybe because their stick was running dry and it was time. But they lose the championships here to Rhino and not to Rhino, to Bray and Randy. And this match was really short and sweet to the point, so I'm just gonna mention the thing at the end that was really cool. So I haven't gotten to tell you guys this yet. I might have with Survivor Series, but I really, really like the fact that Randy's willing to take a spear, or someone from the Wyatt family is willing to, sacrifice himself for the other. Like Luke Harper was willing to sacrifice himself for Randy Orton after everything that it seemed like has been going on, where Harper just like he's not having anything Orton's doing, or Orton vice versa with Harper. It just seems and feels that way. And I'm happy that Harper took the gore for him tonight. And Orton hit the RKO after that to come up for the win. 1, 2, 3. The new Wyatt family, the Wyatt family, are the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. And I guess we can finally say that this incarnation of the Wyatt family feels correct, because it's like, with Bray and Harper, you're like, yeah, it's cool, but it's not really like just the like, you feel like you needed a third guy to like really make it complete. Like, yeah, Bray and Luke Harper, these guys are really talented, but you feel like and this is what Randy Orton adds to the Wyatt family. An established star, who's won matches and all that. So Bray's actually winning, which is crazy for once, and it feels perfect because the Wyatt family has star power too. So good on the Wyatts. This to me really solidified it. Like I just needed to know that there was no more dissension amongst the family, and now that we have that confirmation, I couldn't be any happier. I just like it was absolutely perfect to me. Okay, so with that being said, we're gonna move on to the next match, which is Nikki Bella versus Carmella. My network and internet started being really stupid for no reason, which made me worried about honestly doing this. So I kind of reset the modem, which is over here to the side. I think my thumb is pointing to this way. This way. And it eventually started working again. It picked itself back up. All I know is Nikki Bella got the win. Do I agree with it? No. But then again, this was probably one of those things I should have told you, hey, like, and I don't think many people actually picked up on this one at all. But like, this is one of those things I should have told people, this may give you a hint who's winning the women's championship match. Because honestly, if you haven't really noticed it, like SmackDown is feeling like a combination of like what the main roster is mixed with a bit of NXT booking. Honestly, like this is literally starting to feel a bit like NXT. To be completely honest with you, to be real with you guys, TBR, to be real. Anyways, we're gonna get a little bit more into this. I don't really know. All I really seen because of how stupid the internet was acting was the fire extinguisher spot, and then the one spot where one of them, I think it was Nikki. No, it might have been Carmella who beat the crap out of Nikki with a candlestick. So I don't know. Okay. But yeah, that was honestly that wasn't that bad a match. I mean, like it didn't last all that long. So I mean, if you could really say it was a bad match, you couldn't like say, "Oh my god, this match would never end," because it just it was no disqualification. Yeah, I don't think it was one regular one fall wins it all type of match on here tonight. I just think every match had a stip, like every match had a stip to it, and this was perfect, honestly. Okay, not the match per se, the pay per view. Honestly, like there wasn't. We'll get to it. Up next was The Miz versus Dolph Ziggler for the Intercontinental Championship, and honestly, this one's fine for me. I'm perfectly fine with this because here's my thing. The Miz and Dolph Ziggler, it started out kind of slow, and then I had a couple hiccups with my network still right after that. But then from what I did see, it was a pretty good match. I enjoyed it. The finish it was, but wasn't typical Miz. It was like, okay, so the Miz and Dolph Ziggler have two ladders set up because the Miz's leg is hurt throughout the match. Because I can't remember what it really was, but the Miz messed his leg up on a landing to something, and he was selling it. So you needed both ladders to climb, one to actually climb, the other to really like drag himself up. And Ziggler climbed up the other side of those. And then when they were climbing, what happened when I was watching it with my friend was she was basically she was saying, "Oh, it's not fair how it happened." Like this just shows you that the marks, not even the marks, the casuals and the less educated to the business really value Miz as a heel, and they don't like that. Like Miz low blows Ziggler not once but twice while he's on the other end of the ladders, sticks his foot through the side of the ladders and low blows him. And honestly, that was perfect. That was awesome. And Miz retains that way. Maurice didn't get involved. Excuse me. The Miz was a crafty, dirty heel, and he won that way. And it was honestly, it was great. Okay, so up next, we have Baron Corbin versus Kalisto. And my other thoughts on the Miz and Ziggler match is just like, this now means Dolph Ziggler is away from the Intercontinental Championship. So hopefully Dolph Ziggler can go away for a long time, and we don't have to see him again. Like we don't have to see him for a very long time. That'd be great to me. That'd be honestly, I'd love it. Um, Up next, Kalisto Corbin. Now, this is the portion of the show where most people just went away or went and watched Sunday Night Football because they just didn't have many expectations for this match, me being one of them. But because I have to do this, I sit through it and I watch it. And this was that match on the card that had no business being good because people just doubt Baron Corbin and his wrestling ability. And it turned out being great. Another thing I didn't expect from Kalisto, he brought back the Samurai Del Sol look. And honestly, I think this suits him better than the Lucha Dragon look. And I think it's pretty cool that he's deciding to distinguish himself with his original look. Like the tights make a world's difference on him. Well, the trunks make a world's difference on him. So hey, that's just a little thing, but I don't think it'll really get him anywhere. I don't think it won't get him anywhere. Okay, let's be real right now. Let's be real. It ain't getting him shit. Honestly, it's not. Favorite spot in this match probably when Corbin went straight to the chairs. That Kalisto put him through, and they set him up in the line. And that was really another thing was the moonsault that Kalisto did with his knees onto the chair on Corbin's chest, the deep six on the outside of the floor. I don't think that spot for Corbin will ever get old to me, especially with the guy as little as Kalisto. When he deep sixes somebody really tiny like that on the floor, I don't care how much you can take it. That looks like it hurts. Another great part about this match, Kalisto getting the chair thrown into his face by Corbin. And like they really slow-moed that. That was stiff, dude. Like he took that shit straight on. He took that straight on. Okay. Was that it? Or do we have something up next? I'm trying to really remember. What do we have next here? Okay. Up next. Yeah, because Corbin went on to win with the deep six. But up next, I don't really I don't really want to move on from this. All I have to say is on a 2-hour show, I feel like if there's one thing you can like really like criticize SmackDown for is stories like that seem like the weaker matches on that card probably need a little more build. And I know that's like really probably overcritical just to think about like, they only have so much time. Some things just have to get the short end of the stick sometimes. And you're gonna complain if it's gonna be the women. So I mean, why not that feud? I mean, because okay, look at it like this. Guys like Corbin, not so much Kalisto because we're really focusing on Corbin. Guys like Corbin need that extra bit of TV time to really get themselves over with the casual crowd, because if you give somebody less time, they're just gonna look at the guy like, hey, it's that guy who kind of just beats up people here and there, and we see him. He doesn't really do much of anything important. And like he doesn't really have much of a personality. He just comes out to this biker music and he walks out all slow with this lighting and does that one cool finish. Like that's what they're gonna look at it as. And if you give Corbin some more time and like don't give him these manufactured forced promos where it seems like his acting just comes off as the worst, he's fine. Like what he did on Talking Smack tonight with Daniel Bryan, where he was talking about little guys losing, that was perfect. Like Talking Smack, like honestly, Talking Smack should be a test of whether or not like certain guys deserve a mic or certain guys they're like, okay, guys who deserve a mic and guys who don't need a mic at all. Like Corbin, I feel as if he just goes out there and you tell him, we need you to hit on this point, this point, and this point, but be yourself, I think it works just fine. I honestly, Baron Corbin is in these scripts because one, the dude just can't act that well, and two, I think him cutting promos on his own on Talking Smack like he did tonight. Excuse me. Stuff like that is just fine for me. But other than that, the rest of it gotta go. It's just straight up, it gotta go. Okay. Up next, we have What do you have next? I'm honestly trying to think what we have next here. Oh yeah, Becky Lynch versus Alexa Bliss for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship, and this is in a tables match. Now, this completely shocked me in one sense, but then it broke my heart in another. Because Becky Lynch, Becky Lynch lost tonight. She lost to Alexa Bliss. And it hurt me. It hurt me so. Becky Lynch lost to Alexa Bliss in a tables match. And she got powerbombed while sitting on the apron. And Alexa Bliss powerbombed her from the outside of the ring to the floor through the table. The one thing that Becky and Alexa need to get down are drawing people into the match. Because like they start out so slow and it's just like, okay, I'm waiting. And they eventually hit this point where they just get you into it. But they need to find a way to get you into it faster. Like I figured this out. Like this happened in a SmackDown Live match in Glasgow. And I'm just thinking, okay, maybe this is just the way they wanted this to go down. But then again, you see it on pay-per-view. It's just like, okay, you kind of really need to get people into this faster because then if you don't, it just creates this. It honestly just creates this. Which reminds me, I don't have match times in front of me. So, yeah, it just creates that. Okay. So, up next, what do we have here? We have, well, not up next. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll go up next because honestly, there's nothing really like super shockingly noteworthy about this match. It just eventually did pick up, and I'll get this match just straight up like thumbs middle, leaning toward like a thumbs up, like about like this. If I'm going on the thumbs down, thumbs middle, thumbs up kind of scale, I'll go about right here because it's like it wasn't bad, but it was probably the slowest match of the night, and in a card full of like stipulation filled. Like stip-filled matches. So it was the slowest match of the night, which probably just takes away from it. Like, with it being the slowest match of the night, but still being a tables match, and they did use the tables, and they did, like, do stuff, it didn't come till later in the match. Like, the middle toward the ending. So I can't really say it was, like, best match of the night or it was the worst match of the night. I could just say it was there. It was there, and it did no harm at all. But Alexa Bliss is your new SmackDown Women's Champion. My heart sank. I just love Becky Lynch as SmackDown Women's Champ, dude. I just love Becky Lynch in general. That is one of my favorite people on this entire. One of my favorite people on this entire SmackDown roster, man. Okay, that being said, though, we got to move on here, and we get what do we get here up next? We get the main event. AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose. And this, my friends, was a straight out match of the year candidate. And I know we could say that about most main events, like, oh, this was good. This was great. AJ and Dean was great. AJ Styles ripped his pants in this match. And all I could think about was just like, you know, this man AJ ripped his pants. Like, I kind of just felt bad for the guy because we could just really, like, AJ was mooning us, and it was just kind of bad. And it just goes to show if you're a wrestler and you have tights or jeans or whatever, please wear underwear. And this takes me back to a tweet Batista made a couple years ago when he ripped his skinny jeans on Raw. Glad I was wearing underwear. AJ Styles is wearing no underwear. AJ, please, for everyone's sake now, please, wear underwear underneath those tights from here on out. You need it. You need it bad. Okay. But when AJ and Ambrose are fighting on the ladder and it looks like Ambrose is about to win, James Ellsworth eventually came out, and James Ellsworth pushed Dean off the ladder. Now, usually, I mean, you could kind of get mad at talking smack for, like, doing this, but then again, you haven't really heard Ambrose's side of it. Ellsworth's thing was, Dean, I beaten AJ Styles 3 times, yada yada, and I have his number, so I'm pretty sure you're okay with this. You'll be fine about it, yada yada. And like, if the one thing after this match that I'm cool with, like that JBL finally does right. JBL just didn't scream and say, ha 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 ha, you got screwed over by that troll of a person you call a friend. JBL, and you may say this because he's supposed to be there for AJ, and he's supposed to just like damp on Dean's parade. But JBL did do a good job of selling the fact that Dean Ambrose trusted James Ellsworth, and James Ellsworth let him down. And this could lead to the fact that Dean wasn't really willing to trust because of the whole Shield thing. He's kind of a loner, and he really didn't like letting people in all the time. And he let Ellsworth in, and he took him under his wing, and Ellsworth kind of screwed him. And it just goes to show that Dean Ambrose as a person just shouldn't trust people. Like, he's even like when it comes to the World Championship, he's even a little around Roman. Like when they're a thing. So I guess with that being said, I'm gonna just because I guess that was pretty much about it. So if you guys did enjoy this episode of the DIY Wrestling Podcast, remember to leave a like on this video if you already haven't. Subscribe if you're not subscribed for more of that DIY Wrestling Podcast goodness on this channel. And thank you guys for watching the DIY Wrestling Podcast, the show made by wrestling enthusiasts, or in this case, a wrestling enthusiast for wrestling enthusiasts. Hope you guys did enjoy. Remember, please like this video if you already haven't and you're still here. Comment and subscribe. Other than the YouTube algorithm is not going to help me out if I don't have likes or comments. So please, I need your support if you want stuff like this to continue, because I'm just going to get buried out here in the dust. I won't get a higher subscriber count. I won't get more comments. I need people talking. I need it. I need it. I need it. Not for me, for the channel. Well, it is for me. I'm going to be honest. For the channel, so we can progress and we don't stand in a stagnant state here on YouTube, and we can move forward. And the more I see that, we're doing more, we'll do more as a group here. Like, I have a 100 sub goal coming up. We are at 87. I need 13 more subs to 100. If we get 100, a lot with the presentation, a lot's going to change here. I promise. So, hope you guys did enjoy. Remember to leave a like on YouTube, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and all that. And I'll see you guys next time. See you.